and they must have been, I don't know, maybe 200 or 300 people outside waiting to get in. Me, 2 other people, the only white motherfucker around. And the comments coming, we're standing in line, and I hear them back there. This ain't no Red Hot Chili Pepper concert. What they doing?
You know, like
I was just, as you were saying that, I was trying to picture a society without police. I guess it's just governed by the people, and it's like, I don't know how that would work out. Because,
well, you figure, what type of police presence do they need in one of these leading countries that we have, like over in the Nordic areas? Okay, so you have like you have Switzerland, you have what's name our Nordic countries. You have Switzerland, you have where else in them's from?
I'm trying.
Sweden?
Yeah.
No, but like, they don't need police over there. They're all right. Those people, they
So
understand.
what makes that different? You know what I mean? Like, why you think that is? Like, is it
Might
just
because I'm talking about white police?
Is that what it? I didn't want to say that, but
I caught you. so Bougie, they're 100% white over there. They're
what's
whiter
the
than white.
difference between that and them inner cities that are going crazy?
I don't know. I think it's. I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know. Well, you know that in order to have a city to function, you have to have
a. You answered it already, man. We're not going to go any further. No, I'm just kidding. But honestly,
I'm trying to let that one die.
No, honestly, though,
in order for a city to work, you have to have a good side of town and a bad side of town.
Yeah.
Because if you put good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, then people who have money will leave. It'll all be bad.
Yeah.
Right. That's how this city works. That's how every city works. You have a good side of town, and the people from the bad side of town that are good live on the bad side of town, and then they drive over to the good side, do what they got to do, and then they go back over to the bad side of town at night. Yeah. That's how it works. Everywhere's. But what was you saying? I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just trying. I'm still trying to gather, like, not the white or black thing, but what makes those places that much? Because there are some places that are like considered, the safest, country in the world or whatever. I'm like, what the hell makes it like that? Because we can't do that here. You know what I mean? For some reason,
they have a better quality of life. They have better incentivization, if that's even a word. They have a start and a finish to their day. Their goals are met. Their prayers are answered. They don't really have to try to seek to, like, because you have some places that are very affluent, but because their base is greed, they just wind up just mowing each other over.
Well, and you think, I guess the culture, like the shit we consume daily, and I don't mean food consume, but just like the music we consume, the movies, just everything. Because for one, I mean, in them inner cities, they glorify the violence with the music, and I'm guilty. I mean, I listened to it coming up, but I had reality to go back home to that had nothing to do with the life of NWA. Some of these kids that are coming up that were listening to that was their reality.
Yeah.
But they're taking that in and they start to glorify these people that are on these, music and movie or whatever. And I'm just wondering if other places that are a lot, safer and less crime, if that's not a big part of their culture and their, you know what I mean? If they're not taking that shit in all the time.
Because, crime could be a way of life. Excuse me. It could be a way of life for their whole family.
Yeah.
And so what's the number one thing keeping your family now? It's the police. Because you run a crime organization or whatever.
Yeah.
You understand it, right? Yeah. Like, whether it be petty thieves or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whether you're trying to get out there and trying to hustle instead of paying all your money on insurance and stuff that you don't really use anyway. You're trying to put gas, trying to keep enough oil in that sun gun because it's leaking all the time to try to go out there and cut these yards to make you a little money. You know what I mean? And the next thing you know, you turn around, you got a stupid-ass brake sticker ticket.
Yeah. Well, and I would have to think, too, in those places that are considered safer and less crime, it's probably not as drug-ridden as this country is.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it don't stop, whether it's...
We have a drug culture.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And that's good that you brought that up. When I went to Brazil, I know that like, I went days without seeing the police.
Yeah.
When you do see the police, there's two of them together, and they're off over there on the side.
Right.
Kind of like how y'all see security guards. That's how you see the police.
Yeah.
Like, just every once in a while. Right? So the population is kind of, controlled each other. And I was like, man, if that was here, there would be everything going on. Like, Americans put themselves first. Oh, we the best, we the best, we the best, we the best. But I think it's the laws that's keeping us the best, because if you look at the way an American is built and the opportunity that they seize, like it's so much like dope smoking and trying to steal this and steal that. I mean, it's terrible. You go to these other places and it's like when I went to Brazil, I was expecting the worst, and then I got there and I was like, man, I went 2 days without seeing somebody smoking weed.
But the drugs gotta be. I mean, shit. That's where some of it's coming from, man.
Yeah, but they don't use it over there.
I see what you're saying. They're making money.
You could get like a lot of the pills that come from across the border, like Mexico and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you would think that all in Mexico would just be like sideways, just just toe up. You go over to Mexico and everybody's doing anything, they're working and trying to make it. I don't, and that's something that it kind of misses me too, because I never really tried to get down to the bottom of it. Like, why you don't smoke weed? But I guess here we're so depressed until I think our mental health is worse.
Well,
than theirs is.
How concerned were you the first time you went to Brazil when you were younger? Like as far as the crime aspect, because me, if I was going over there, everything that I've ever heard, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I went at it with all the bad. I didn't even know what the real Brazil was until the fourth time I went.
Yeah.
The first time, like the first 3 times I stayed in a high-rise hotel, bodyguards closed in stuff.
Yeah.
I met Brazilians that wouldn't even step foot in the United States.
Really?
I met Brazilians that been to Disney 13 times, 12 times.
Yeah.
And I was living right here in Louisiana. Disney's a 10-hour drive away from me, and I ain't never been once.
Right.
And I was like, how are you? Because I know how much it costs to go from country to country. They're going from country to country to go to Disney. They're going for 3 to 5 days at a time and then coming back. What you think that cost? And they had Brazilian money, and they had better money than even I had here.
Well, first off, you don't have kids. So if I catch you in Disney, I'm turning you in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they have adults that they're just obsessed.
You got to be there to catch me.
And that's true. Yeah, and I won't be there. So. No, but anyway, I was just curious, like, because you were young when you first went.
Yeah, I was
over
in my
there.
20s. I was 26.
Yeah. And I mean, it seems like for everything you see, it's cartel, just everywhere, and
bullshit.
you go riding down these side roads, and they're kidnapping you.
That's a bunch of.
But it does happen apparently, because I see videos.
But then again, think of the news that we have. What happens right there?
Well, right, yeah. If you're watching the news from Chicago from over, and you're somewhere in another country, you're like, well, I'm not going to America.
Yeah, right, exactly.
If any one of us could go outside and put our foot in the gas, in 35 minutes, you'll be in the worst of the worst that the United States has to offer, right?
Must just be my algorithm. All I see is people's heads getting cut off in Brazil and shit. I don't ever see the good shit,
right.
People's heads getting cut off in Brazil. What are you watching?
It's bad shit, apparently.
Yeah, right.
I did see. Well, we'll talk about that later. It's pretty gruesome.
Uh-oh.
So there's a. The garden tool. It's a Brazilian hoe.
Okay.
It's a garden tool, though.
So
don't look at it like that.
Well, I want to know what you're talking about.
It's like talking about the Brazilian hoes.
No, I don't want about the hose.
So yeah, I keep a Brazilian hoe in my house.
Keep a Brazilian hoe too.
I don't blame you.
So they got pictures on the internet where dude must have did something to another dude's old lady or something like that. Yeah. It went from
got him in. Well, they probably got video of it if you look deep enough. I get caught up in them, and I'll just scroll.
Yeah.
I'll just scroll, and I'm like, God damn, it just cut his arm off. Like, holy shit.
So when you're wondering why your internet is so bad, it's because of somebody like him.
Yeah, I get into some dark shit, and it ain't even purposely. I just come across one, and then once you watch one, they think that's all you're into.
Exactly.
I got to go look at pictures of puppies or something to get that shit off my timeline. It's crazy. So anyway, that's all I ever see of that type of shit. So I'm thinking I ain't going there. Like,
I'm just, so now I'm wondering, now that we're talking about different countries and stuff, like where I'm gonna go at before I die. Because I've already been to Brazil a lot. Yeah. And now I'm trying to make something of Brazil. And before I do it, I'm like, man, let me go somewhere to see something else. Because I remember that like first time when I went,
where are you trying to go? Like Utah or something?
Utah.
No.
Oh, you talking about like?
No, I'm trying to get out of it. I want to go somewhere that's interesting.
Yeah.
Utah is probably interesting.
I've said so much bad stuff about.
That's where Youngboy was at.
What you mean?
NBA Youngboy.
What did he do?
Gun charges, and he got a house arrest out in Utah.
In Utah?
Gravedigger Mountain. That's what he calls his little complex. Well, now he's in jail. He's not on house arrest anymore because he was running a prescription fraud ring.
Oh.
He was pretending to be a 70-year-old white Utah lady to get cough syrup.
And now he is a 70-year-old white lady.
How was he pretending to be a 70-year-old white lady?
Well, he was like writing prescriptions and calling them in, and he'd have like his girlfriends and shit go pick them up.
Yeah.
So
So and he-
eventually the pharmacy got suspicious, so he was calling the pharmacy with a voice changer on the phone and pretending to be
And he did that
like
himself.
Cheryl or some shit.
well, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wondering what makes him think. Because if you don't know who he is, Google it and listen to him talk.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit what kind of voice changer you're using. There's no way to get that man sound like a 70-year-old white lady to fool a pharmacy.
probably
Not from
caught it.
Utah.
You know, yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And,
some old lady from Utah.
Caught his
That's
first
what-
rip.
Yeah.
when they were like investigating and shit, he was talking to the detective with the voice changer on.
Yeah.
And like he was like, go get grandma or some shit, and got himself on the phone and was talking to him, and he realized that he was saying axe, when he was trying to
Oh,
say ass.
ask,
And he was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the black Brazilian.
he said,
The,
that's
Black
I
Brazilian.
don't think this is whatever the fuck he said her name was,
Yeah.
but
the black kryptonite. I'm
So
sorry.
They set up like a undercover thing, is what you're saying, and got him on the phone.
no, they wound up pulling over the car that his old lady and somebody else was in,
Yeah.
going to pick up the prescription, leaving the pharmacy,
Ah, okay.
and they wound up searching the car. It was his car, but so he was like, "Nah, I let my sister borrow the car." Da 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 da. This
Oh
and
my
that.
God.
You just can't take it out of them,
I know.
And I shouldn't say them because people are like, "What you mean them?"
Them-
I'm just
oh,
meaning
yeah.
Just say
people
them.
that-
Let people assume.
people
I'm
that
tired
live
of
that
this shit.
life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, because I don't know much. It's not my thing, the whole NBA
Right.
young boy shit. But I understand he's a big name
Yeah.
in the music industry now with the hip hop. So apparently he was making some money.
Oh yeah.
And it's
Right.
like, why?
No,
Why?
No, because he wanted to have the dope around him.
But that's what I mean. You can't get it out.
No,
Of
no.
a lot of
not-
people that come
yeah.
from that environment. I mean, the same thing with our local with C Murder.
Mhm.
His brothers, everybody's telling him, man, get the fuck out of that hood. They said he would be back in the projects, basically living there. Millions of dollars in the bank.
C Murder
living
was
in the projects because he had to keep it real. And then now his ass is sitting in prison for murder.
C Murder was
You
a
know?
hustler.
Well, I know, but I'm saying,
No matter-
how
no-
much more do you have to hustle when you got millions in the bank, but you just can't get it out of some of them people?
What do you
man?
think? What do you think he's seen
What you
that
mean?
made him do that for the rest of his life?
What?
C Murder.
See, no, it's
Like what?
do
What you think
what
C
the rest
Murder?
of his life?
Like just hustle.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
But no.
'Cause-
Like what age? Like what was in? Oh man, I hope the United States government never finds out about this age that it influence people to do some shit. However, what you think? I think he must have been like 7 years old and must have like seen something that just.
But what's odd is he couldn't have
Sparked.
seen no more or less than what his brothers saw, and his brothers got
Yeah, but
the
it was-
hell out of there as
was-
soon
it was
as
the
that money
perfect-
came.
There had been a day in his life that was the perfect storm. You know,
Yeah.
like there's like good morning, little C Murder, Percy Miller. No, Percy Miller's a brother. Good morning, C Murder Miller. And he was like, good morning.
C.
Like, what you
Murder
doing
Miller.
today? He was like,
Corey Miller.
oh,
C
Corey?
Murder.
All right.
No. C.
C.
Murder Miller.
Yeah. So look, what you doing there, little C Murder Miller? Oh, I'm going to bring this package down to the store. All right, be good. And he was good on the way to the store.
Yeah.
And then somehow or another, when he was like 7 years old, he turned himself into, he like transformed. Like, and then he never stopped. Like he never got out of his
Yeah,
head.
sure
Because like
didn't.
you said, he did make millions. And Master P is his brother.
From what
So-
they say.
So Master P wasn't screwing his brother over.
No, because I've heard P talk about
And,
it.
then,
Honestly.
and it was all, this is the
And-
thing. If you're a high level executive and then your brothers, and then you're doing music and your brother's the head producer of
Yeah.
the situation, he's not going to not break, especially with the temperament that C Murder's got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm
Well-
just thinking that C Murder is like so driven. You know what I mean? Like something sparked him to just go because his brother goes hard.
Right.
You know, like Master P never stopped.
Well,
He never. Once that dude started, he never. There was never a dull day. We heard about him every month,
sure.
all the time. And C Murder had the same drive, but C Murder was just more in the
Yeah.
in the
But
life.
I just don't know what's because, and I'll never know because I never lived that life. But
Yeah.
what keeps you? You know what I mean?
Going
Like,
back
I
to
don't
it.
know.
yeah, it's
Staying
kind of
in
like
it,
they had
yeah.
that artist, same, Master P and all them and No Limit. They
Uh-huh.
had Mac was one of their artists. Okay. Well, he wound up getting in some shit right down the road from Boogie's house in a club where
Yeah.
a boy got killed. Now, he went to prison for that shit. And you can see P's telling, he was giving interviews saying, I asked him, why are you going to some small racist ass town to perform for $1,000 when you got millions sitting in the bank?
Right.
He just couldn't stay out because his boys were going, so he had to go. Next thing you know, he's on a murder charge because somebody said he pulled out a gun and shot somebody when the shit popped off. So that's the kind of shit Pete was talking about. Like, I told these guys, stop that shit. We're bigger than this, but you
Right.
just can't, man. Some
Yeah.
people just can't. And like I said, I'll never understand it. I'm not even judging them because I'm not from their environment. But it's just crazy to even fathom that, you know.
But we went to a lot of those shows. I'm surprised
we
didn't
were
go to that one.
around it. Yeah.
Because remember we went to the show on Highway 11 and dudes got on stage and it was the one that you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
been
the
around
one dude
some
was trying to
crazy
get one in the
shit.
chamber and he couldn't, and so he had to pass his gun off to somebody. So they'll be on stage rapping and holding.
Well, that they let off rounds that night in the parking lot because the shit went outside. Because I was in the club and that shit broke off, and the guy that we were with, you know, we used to roll with, he was basically he looked after us, so he was like, you know, they fighting this, that, and other. Y'all get back. So we stayed.
When over there where I'm at, or over there on Highway 11? Because they did it on the other side too.
Well, they did it everywhere that we were at for some fucking reason. But anyway,
because they shot the other time too.
Yeah, well, we were in there, and you know, he kept us in the building, luckily. But shots started going off in the parking lot, and people were running up to the doors trying to get back in the building, but they had unlocked it by then. So luckily, we were in it. But I'm watching people pull on, and I'm thinking, it sucks to be you.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember that night.
Yeah,
we was ready to leave. He was like, stay back. And I was like, all right, empty club.
Yeah,
ain't nobody up in here. I'm cool.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, yeah.
And then we I don't know what the fuck we were thinking. We were around some crazy shit, crazy people.
We was doing some different stuff.
We were. We'd wind up in that city at clubs in New Orleans, man, and that ain't I'm ain't talking about, you know, fancy clubs. I'm talking hood shit.
Yeah.
For some reason we were attracted to that, and we'd wind up at this shit. I went to a concert when I was, I guess 18, 19 years old. It was just these local hip hop New Orleans people. And this was back when I thought all this shit was a game, that these are just entertainment. You know, I didn't realize how real these guys were.
Right.
And they must have been, I don't know, maybe 200 or 300 people outside waiting to get in. Me, two other people, the only white motherfuckers around. Wow. And the comments coming, we're standing in line, and I hear them back there. This ain't no Red Hot Chili Pepper concert. What they doing? And I'm just kind of looking and grinning. Well, of course. About 30 minutes into that concert, all hell breaks loose.
Right.
Only white motherfuckers in this thing. Go to the first police officer I see, and he's like, I said, man, can you get us back to the car? He's like, how'd you get here? I said, well, we walked up here. He said, okay, bye. I said, man, what are you talking about? You can't help us get here. He's like, how did you get here? I said, we walked up here. He said, well, walk back, bye. And I'm like, oh, fucking black officer. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but then there was an older white officer that I went up to, and I'm like, look, man, this shit's crazy around there. He's like, come on. He walked us to the car, but I mean, all hell was breaking. They were fighting, shit's flying everywhere, and we're the only three white people in the whole thing. And I'm like, oh shit, what are we doing? You know. But like I said, I was naive back then. I was young, and I thought these boys were just up there saying, words. And man, these boys are real in that city, man. Because half of them now are in jail or dead. The same people we were listening. Oh yeah, it got real quick. Still didn't learn because I wound up at a few more. These little sketchy ass places that we would go to. Fucking with the wrong people.
Man,
but got lucky, dude. Honestly, in a few of those situations,
dude. You know how lucky we are.
Yeah.
I mean, I just by growing up in St. Tammany Parish, like I'm telling you.
Well, that was part of my problem growing up over here, not realizing you crossed that lake into New Orleans, and them boys ain't living like that.
But the police here acted like when you were by my house that we was going over there,
like we were part of that.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. But I think they were looking for something to do over here. The police, they bored, In the cop's standing there, and he's like, well. You walked here, you can walk back. I ain't doing it. I'm like, damn, dude.
I did notice that whenever I went to the city, it was like driving. Yeah. You got a lot more freedom to drive.
Yeah.
Like here you got to stop for a stop sign. You got to, if you see some dandelions, you got to get out and pick the dandelions and make a little flower chain with it and stuff like that. You got to do extra when you're here.
Yeah.
Over there, you just drive. As a matter of fact, if you ain't on your phone going and taking up both lanes, you ain't doing it right.
I think it's changed over here, though, don't you, man? I think it's changed over here with the police department. I think now they have so much on their plate now to where when y'all were growing up over here, there wasn't a lot of action.
They were
that,
but I also think that once you got that administration out, it kind of changed.
Which one's that?
Changed gear.
What you talking about? That the last sheriff?
Fucking no.
What you mean administration?
She got me cursing. The strain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The
nephew
sheriff.
Diddler?
Yeah. The nephew Diddler. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
go to prison for that.
Nephew Diddler.
Yeah, well, and it was just a lot less people over here when I was coming up. So you would have to go to the city for any kind of action.
Yeah.
And like I said, being naive, I was just, thinking, it's just all fun and games.
Right.
But we didn't have nothing to do here.
No, we didn't. We had a skating ring and a fucking movie theater.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's different now. I mean, it is. There's a lot more to do. And they've that hard policing tactic needed to be let up because
I agree.
My constitutional rights is violated on more than a couple of occasions.
Yeah.
I had some dark thoughts. So when you asked me when I went to Brazil, what was I thinking is any place is better than here, and it was. I went to Brazil and I walked past the police and the police looked at me like this. They went one time, and I'm looking. And I'm waiting for him to look back and wait for him to look back, and he never looked back.
Well, go to New Orleans. They do the same thing when you ask for help.
They wouldn't even look at all.
Sure will.
Yeah. They don't. I mean, they got their hands full.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know.
Wow.
But a lot of our
hands full. You should have seen this dude standing there with his hands on his hip, just watching everything. Like, you walked here, motherfucker. You can walk back. I know what he was trying to say is your little white ass shouldn't be here.
Absolutely.
Like, how did y'all get here?
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah. Never forget is what he was telling you.
Yeah.
You better never forget this moment.
It was like normal to him.
And he didn't.
'Cause look, he wasn't doing shit about the fights and all that's going on. He's just sitting there chilling.
Yeah, what could he
so
do?
I'm like, well, he ain't doing nothing. He'll walk us to the car. Nah.
Just think, dude. Had that fight happened in St. Tammany, they would have had SWAT. They would have had everything.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. My advice to all the white people: stay out the hood. It's not
Stay
for
out
you.
the hood.
If you're not built for that, don't go.
No, stay out of where you're not welcome at.
Well, the next time I look, I was
You know
over
what I mean?
there.
It don't matter. I mean, if you see a whole crowd of black people and you white, don't go in the middle of it. If you see a whole bunch of white people and you black,
Dude.
don't go over in the middle. It's like it's my right. Well, okay.
I was just friends with everybody, man.
Whatever.
So
All right.
look,
right,
a
Jesus.
little while after that, I wound up at it was like a little hole in the wall recording studio we were hanging out at, just kicking it with some of the local artists that over there, and they had a concert that night. And one of the dudes that was there was like, "We're going up. I'm driving or whatever, and the white boys are coming with me." And I'm like, "I ain't going nowhere." Like, no,
You just lied.
I made some shit up so fast. Oh, I can't, man. My old lady's at home,
like,
kids
dude,
sick, whatever the fuck I had to
He's
say.
like, I'm ovulating. I can't go.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, man, that's a nice gesture, but you are not getting me in that shit no more. Because it was the same, it was the same artist performing that set that shit off that day in that club. I just happened to somehow befriended them, and we were in the same little studio. You know what I mean? And when they said that shit, and it was like, starting at 9:00 at night at some fucking hood, they got some concert, and I'm like, nah, dude.
But
good.
that was the way to get up if you was poor here,
Yeah.
because everybody was supposed to go to high school, get scholarships, go to college, and then wind up working at brother-in-law's whatever or whatever, right? And then the rest was just left to just cut grass for the rich.
Yeah.
And so you didn't want to cut grass. You decided, all right, we're gonna do this music thing, we're gonna make it work. And that's what St. Tammany, you were a product of St. Tammany Parish.
Oh, of
screwing
course.
people over.
Well, what you mean? Did you just say I was screwing people over?
No.
Oh,
St. Tammany
okay.
Parish. Yeah, you
I was gonna say I didn't screw nobody over.
Yeah,
What you talking about?
I've been waiting a long time to say that.
He's got that shit's been building up and building up.
Just to get this off my chest.
25
No,
years.
just St. Tammany Parish, just screwing people over.
Well,
You know what I mean? It's like they was literally putting their feet on people's heads and pushing them back down.
I guess
I used to hang out in Mandeville, man. I'd hear the talk,
Yeah.
and then a lot of them, if I was wearing a hat, because my shit is a little wavy, right? So if I'd be wearing a hat and be sitting in the back, I'd hear them over there. Yeah, it's such and such. And one of them came in the neighborhood and said, I'm looking at him like,
Yeah.
Well, you should have asked him. One of them what?
yeah, sure, walk right over there, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So not only am I going to watch the fire burning, but I'm going to jump in it, right, Brad?
Yeah, right.
I will say one of the things that I learned just from hanging out in those places and with those people that surprised me was that how cutthroat they can be.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
But-
God.
Cool as fuck to you, and you wouldn't think. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like when you're friends with them. I mean, nice man. They talk to us. Well, then that evening they'd be out. Looking for a rival to take out. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
And then come right back because we there one day. They come in with a huge duffel bag of guns that they had stole. You know what I
Right.
mean? Cool as fuck. Like, but it wasn't nothing. It was just
Right.
like, oh yeah, no, we got all this shit. And then they asking me, y'all know where any guns are on that? Where y'all live? Anywhere we can get some guns at? I'm like, I don't
No,
know,
we grew up
man.
in a church.
Well, then, look, about 6 months later, those dudes that were asking us that, they wind up hitting a pawn shop over here and tying up the owner and beating him up pretty bad and stole every gun in that motherfucker. And they're still sitting in prison over that shit.
Right.
But cool as fuck to us. I mean, it was just weird how you can have that mentality. Like, it was just a job to them.
Yeah.
Like, they meant no harm to me. We were all kicking in the same room, talking like we're doing here. That night, they're out fucking robbing, people or killing their ops, as they call it nowadays. and then just sit next to me and you and just, hey, what you want to eat tonight? You know,
Right.
like, damn,
Isn't that
man.
crazy?
So it was crazy, man. Now thinking back on it, I'm like, what the fuck was I even doing around all that? But when I was young, I was like,
learning,
fuck it.
getting some life lessons.
Well, I could have learned some bad shit, man, because we were in some sketchy shit. Because some of them would be like, hey, you know, my girl needs a ride, you know, downtown. Can you take her? Because I had a car, you know, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool. You know, I'd take her. And then I'm thinking we'd go up in this hood and she'd have to go run in and talk to her baby daddy and shit. And I'm like, I'm just sitting out in the middle of the fucking street waiting on her to come back to the car.
Absolutely.
Not thinking nothing of it, you know, got these big rims on my car and shit back then. And nothing ever happened, but it's like, man, how ugly could
we know
any of
nothing
that
ever
shit
happened
be?
because you're telling the story.
Because I'm here, yeah. No, but it's crazy, man, because we've had them on this side of the lake that would come from New Orleans and hang out at places we were at, sit around, talk to us. And I mean, these dudes got battle scars, man. You know what I mean? Like literally,
Right.
just gutted from bullets, bullet riddled. Cool as fuck, man. Nice fucking people. One of them, he's out there doing wheelies on my fucking motorcycle one day, blows the fucking, filed out some plugs or something so it wouldn't run. Well, he found out. I wasn't gonna say nothing because I'm thinking, what am I gonna tell this dude? You know. Well, then the next day, somebody had told him, man, you know, you fucked up Shane's bike. He's like, man, how much them plugs cost you? And I told him, you know, and this is back when I didn't have a fucking dime. And he's like, here you go, man. Whip me out, you know, whatever it costs, plus, you know, a few more dollars on top for my troubles. Just cool as shit.
Yeah.
You know, same dude got fucking gutted with an AK-47. You know,
Wow.
you know, early on in his life. I mean, just a straight killer, man. And
I mean, yeah, but I mean, being
when they
gutted,
cool, they cool.
being gutted like that's a small price to pay for, you know, for selling crack and having a lot
well,
of
he's
money.
probably dead now, but he used to run with No Limit and all them. But I'm sure he was one of their hitters. He wasn't an artist, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I was around some fucked up people, dude.
Yeah.
Well, we were, Bougie, when we were young. It was,
Listen, I seen so much bad. Look,
Justin, you work in that city? Nothing crazy this week?
shit.
Nobody shitting on the sidewalk.
No, there was
just
a
tell us about
crackhead
Tuesday.
fighting some air.
Yeah,
Fighting the air.
I think that was Thursday. I need a dash cam, really.
Yeah,
It'd be
crackhead
dash
fighting
cam.
air.
He was in the middle of Claiborne in the left lane, and he was like uppercutting and throwing kicks and shit. And then he stopped after I passed him and walked to the gas
So
station.
he whooped that air's ass, and
Oh,
he
he
was like,
did?
"I'm done."
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, he was sweating like
Hell yeah.
it was hot.
Well, it was hot out there this week.
that crack pipe was hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to get that crack pipe good and hot, and then just go at it.
he did. I really wish I had a dash cam.
I wonder how
Because
good.
there was another crackhead on Canal, and he was like football stance. We were all stopped at a fucking red light, and he was like football stanced in front of us, pointing at the cars in the middle of the lane.
He would have did it too.
Oh, I
Yeah.
wish that would have been.
He would have went. He would have lost.
Well,
You
yeah.
think?
The last security thing that I did, I did 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. on the corner of Canal and St. Charles.
Yeah.
And so you'll see a dude walking with a chick with a short skirt on, like every 15 minutes. Or you'll see 3 chicks walking together. And if you look good enough to look at, don't look.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they'll circle
They
around.
come. Yeah.
And the guy will stand in the corner, and a girl will walk past you. And if you do one of them, they'll call on the phone and be like, "Hey, turn around. You got your boy behind you with those blue jeans on with that black shirt. He was looking at you. Go over there and make some conversation."
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're coming.
Yep.
So, but the girls live. I'll give you the scoop, and then I'll go on. So you have the French Quarter, which is on one side of Canal Street. Canal, yeah. So Canal Street, you have the French Quarter, Canal Street, and then the other side of Canal is St. Charles and going down there. So that's a bunch of high-rise apartment buildings.
Yeah.
And all of those rooms have a bathroom, a king-size bed, 4-post bed, nice, beautiful, with a beautiful view, and like a little sink and a microwave in it. That's it. And they're $3,500 a month. All right? So, and the girl can't, they have a doorman, so she can only go upstairs and downstairs by herself. All right? And those girls pay $3,500 a month to stay there. And they pay the guys to walk them from where they live at into the French Quarter, and then they work, and then they pay a guy to walk them back home.
Pay. What you talking about? Like that pimp?
No, they pay
He's basically the.
they pay
So
the
like a security.
Oh,
so
the
like
door.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So like let's say
Well,
Brad.
why would they pay? They don't have pimps out there.
Well, they could be a pimp, but most of the time it's just runners.
Yeah.
It's a runner for a bar, and they'd be like, "Hey, walk Amy home."
Yeah, I'd cut the pimp out. He takes too much money.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, I don't
No, but
need
it-
you. I can sell my ass myself.
Yeah, like they'll be like, "Hey, walk Amy home," and then Justin will get up and walk Amy home, and then she'll give him $40.
Yeah, but a pimp also, I think he protects them
And
at
they-
some point.
yeah,
'Cause
but
a lot
they-
of people rob them prostitutes or
No,
have sex and
the
not
pimps-
pay them.
no, the pimps- the pimps are walking up and down the street with the girls all the time.
Yeah.
The girls that work in the French Quarter, they live in those apartments. It's two different things going on at one time. I'm kind of diluting the situation. So when you see a girl walking with a guy that's good looking, if she's holding hands with him, she's a stripper that works in the French Quarter, and the guy's walking her home. But I seen one dude, he was real sweet on a girl, and he tried to give her, she was like walking up, like, and he's swinging the hands, he's sitting there talking her up, and I'm listening to it as it's going, you know, like I constantly got it on. And he said he's talking the girl up and telling her a whole bunch of shit that she don't want to hear, you know, about what he's got and this and that and this and that. And she's like, oh my God, you know, and then gets this, oh, okay, all right. And then he tried to give her a hug. Yeah. And it was like an awkward hug, like, you know, like a good night. And then he like was, I guess he's trying to go in like to kiss on the cheek or something like that. And she like ducked him and went in the thing. And then he kind of turned around. He was still kind of high on walking her home. And then he kind of settled into what he was doing, and he tried it off and started walking in, looking at this dude. I'm going, oh my God.
Yeah, imagine being a guy that thinks that stripper likes you.
You totally read
That's
that
a
wrong.
Sad existence.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, if the girl's giving you, if a girl's giving you $40 to go 20 minutes to a house to walk, and you know y'all holding hands, you know the reason why you're holding hands because of the fact if anybody goes up to rob you, you know what I mean? They'll see that y'all are together. And the dude's got to protect the girl, you know, like they're actual couple instead of just walking, whatever.
You seen them, the girls that are out by the hotel on Chef?
No.
Classy ladies.
Are they
Classy
Oriental?
ladies.
The Orientals? Because I know
They're
there are a
all
lot
just
of just mixed.
and-
Yeah, we tried to go to one of them spas, man, years ago when I was young. And apparently they had enough money coming in that night. We showed up at like 6 a.m. and they're like, oh no, we close. And
how many of y'all was it?
Probably rolling 6, 7 deep.
Yeah, that's why they did.
Yeah.
Because y'all was gonna.
And it was some black, and they were probably like, "Oh no, too
Yeah.
nice, too."
Yeah.
Every afternoon, Chef Highway right by the Danziger Bridge.
Oh
they
my
all out
God.
there in front of the hotel,
Bro,
in front of the
you-
gas station.
You catch some shit just looking at them
Oh,
over
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Ugh. God,
Yeah,
damn,
they're just
can you
out there and
imagine?
like,
You'd have to have penicillin Panacotine.
absolutely.
Damn, and we were about to pay for it.
Yeah.
Go in there trying to go into the Okinawa spa.
Okinawa
God.
spot.
Because all they was hear about it, and
Yep.
the dude we were rolling with was like, "Well, I'll pay. Let's go, y'all. Let's go." And I'm thinking, "All right, let's go get a massage," you know. And then, oh no, we close. I'm like, okay, it's probably lucky.
Yeah,
you know,
now them
probably
girls
lucky.
on Chef got some miles on them. You could tell.
Oh yeah,
That's a
some
sad life,
Woo,
man.
man.
That's
Just
some
for the
high
girls,
mileage.
too.
That's some high mileage additions right
Yeah.
there. Tell everybody where Chef Highway is though, because like I'm talking about to where to like actual. So Canal Street, you'll like if anybody came to the city, they know the French Quarter, they know Canal Street.
Yeah, Chef
And,
Highway is like
Chef Highway
like,
is a
Yeah.
that's for the local entertainment.
Yeah,
Where I was at was the out of town
it's
entertainment.
rough right there.
Yeah.
I was when I was coming up with living off of Chef Mentor right there in what they called Saigon Plaza, because I mean it was just nothing but I don't know, that Vietnamese, I guess that's over there.
Yeah.
It's not Chinese
Yeah.
people. Yeah, I mean
Vietnamese.
that's all that lived
Vietnamese
around
and,
me when I
Well,
was
they
young.
just had that massage parlor in Slaughter. Got shut down now. I say just. It was probably about a year ago.
Yeah, I think they got caught. And I'm like, who are they hurting? You know,
Yeah.
happy endings. Who's
Happy
getting
endings,
hurt?
dude. Everybody on.
I mean, they're making money. The dude's going, he's going home satisfied, and they're coming in and rate it like they're doing something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, it is the oldest profession, dude. You know, I mean,
think
legalize it,
and that's
tax
another
it,
one.
legal-
Honestly, it's a victimless crime.
It really is.
You know, prostitution in general is it really is.
You say that, well, I'll
Who's the
say
victim?
this: the United States, because they use it for espionage and stuff. They use it for like spy.
Oh, you're talking about like
yeah,
Fang
Fang
was
Fang,
sleeping
yeah.
with
huh?
Yeah, that's a political thing. You don't
Oh,
follow
okay.
politics.
No,
but
I
yeah,
What's his name? Sawwell.
I think so. Yeah,
Something
he was
like that.
fucking a
Eric
Chinese
something.
lady. She wound up being a Chinese spy, you
Yeah.
know, and it was his little piece. You
Or
know?
even if it ain't the girl, it's the establishment. Like
Yeah.
they'll mic up the
But
room
it's
and
like-
get them in there, and
like the Bunny Ranch was legal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you can do it. That's what I mean. It's like everybody that went
And
there, nobody
guess.
was hurt.
They got the
nobody,
brothels in Vegas.
Yeah, well, that's what the
That's
Bunny
what the
Ranch.
Bunny Ranch
Yeah, the
is.
Bunny Ranch.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. So it's like, why shouldn't that be everywhere?
Yeah.
For one, it would probably stop a lot of these streetwalker prostitutes if they would allow that shit,
Yeah.
like the Bunny Ranch. You know,
Yeah.
but that was just like
Well, it's
legalized.
illegal in Vegas itself, like on the
Like
strip.
on the strip?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's illegal for streetwalkers. You got to. I think it's like I say the next county, over from Vegas.
Yeah, because that is a big rumor. A lot of people come up thinking that
Yeah.
it's legal in
Right,
Vegas,
exact-
but it's not.
Yeah.
And in Vegas or whatever.
Yeah,
on the
but I hear
strip.
they strict, man, like USDA stamped. It's like you
Yeah.
got to take tests.
You
and
gotta
all
ta-
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I mean,
That's really how they were at the Bunny Ranch. When you
Yeah.
listen to the owner, like he was,
Yeah.
they made sure, man, you were tested for everything. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Mhm.
supposedly, he took
Except
care of
Sanity.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, because I watched all of them shows. Them girls.
yeah, but at
They
least it was done in a controlled
crazy.
environment instead of
Yeah.
them walking, like you said, down Chef Highway. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
for one, just them girls that get in them situations, how dangerous that shit is, man.
Mhm.
I don't know what drives them to do that, but I'm sure they all have a story. You know what I
Dope.
mean? Just dope and just a
Daddy
shitty
issues.
upbringing.
shitty upbringing.
Yeah.
That's daddy
abuse.
Well, it
Yeah.
could be they don't have
Yeah.
one. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's hard.
No,
to,
they could have them. It's just that it's an issue when you're like their dad's
Yeah.
being a real asshole. You're trying to drive you're trying to drive the kid into the ground, but really and truly just driving them out.
Yeah.
And that
No,
girl
I know
wants
what
to
you
have
mean.
that. Yeah, I don't. When I started talking about girls with daddy issues, boy, oh my god. Let's change the subject. So, what about them Saints, man? How the Saints doing?
Man, they
We gotta
said they
talk
had a
about
decent
something else.
draft. Decent draft picks. I didn't watch any of it, but
Me neither.
Oh wait. You ever watched the draft pick? I can't
the
even.
NFL draft. Yeah.
I catch a hard time watching sports itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Forgive me.
Yeah.
How am I going to sit there and watch who's going to go and play for that? And such and such has got 2,759 rushing yards and this and that, and he's going to go, and it's like, oh my God. It's
Yeah.
like talking to somebody that's excited about guns
Right.
or talking to somebody that's excited about a numbers match
Yeah.
in 67 Camaro. It's
Yeah,
like,
but there's probably
God,
things
dude.
you're into that people would be like, "What is this shit?" You know what I'm saying?
Look, like-
Because
like-
I'm not gonna sit and watch the draft either. Even when I was watching a lot of football, I couldn't sit there and watch the
Yeah.
draft. Now I would keep up. I'd check in on my phone, like who picked
Right.
who, but I wasn't. Man, some people are like they have draft parties. They sit
Oh,
there
yeah.
and they just watch this shit, and
Yeah.
drink and hoot and holler over it.
when
So,
I get
yeah.
when I get around somebody that can't stop talking about guns
Yeah,
or can't stop talking about race cars,
yeah.
or can't stop talking about
Hunting?
About hunting. Oh, and I got the fish, and you get this fish, that fish. Boy, we was limited out. and we were just,
Basically anything manly. He's
we were
like,
just
look,
limited.
right.
We was limited out. We was boy, look, this fast you can throw your line in the water.
stop hating, dude. Some people enjoy their lives.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you can't enjoy it, all right. Like of course, I mean,
What's Bougie into? So we can
Auctions.
rag on him. Yeah. Man, you need to go to auction.
what
You need
getting
to go to
something,
auction.
getting something at a deal?
You need a computer? Go to the auction. They got 1998 Dells. Go to the
It's a 99.
See? Now you're talking shit about everybody's hobbies.
I like to travel.
Yeah.
That's first.
And
first
traveling's
and foremost.
cool.
I love to travel. I love to see new stuff,
Yeah.
be in different places. Like if I can wake up and see the sunrise over the water, if it's a big ass lake or if it's an ocean or whatever. You know what I'm saying, brother Brad?
I mean, it sounds good.
if I can see that, well, I mean,
It's cool.
whatever gay people's into, man. That's
Whatever
what
it is.
I like. Good food.
I can
you know?
respect it. Yeah.
Respect it.
I like, I like to take some pills and go to a rave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There you
Wake
go.
up.
I like to
and
see
broke
homos naked.
Yeah, he likes the homos naked. It's cool.
back. No, I like to travel. Like good food. You know what I mean? Who doesn't like that? And then from there on, like I don't want to talk about it. When I hear some white dude talking about Tyrell Davis or somebody and and it's like, I know you're a racist. I know you don't like black people.
Yeah,
And you
'cause
sitting
they-
there talking
look.
about this dude like he is your best friend.
Yeah. Let Tyrell Davis drop the pass.
Yeah, right. That motherfucker.
That I mean, not that I've ever heard that, but I would assume.
Or let him
Right,
move in his
right.
neighborhood with his
Ooh,
family.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't. They got a lot of stuff I just don't really understand in life. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, look. For the most part, most of the people that I know are cool. I'm talking about the very, very, very that little line, because if I talk about all the rest of the people, y'all wouldn't be interested in that shit about my normal people that I hang around.
Yeah.
But I have some exceptional people that I hang around.
Mhm.
I got some.
Well,
white,
thank you. We'll take that as a
I
compliment.
got some white dudes that have money
Well,
It's not
that I
rare.
hang around, and just to see what they do on a daily and how they do that, and then
Right.
some of the people that they know that I wind up like, see that collateral where you do this, and then off of that person you have that person, like you'll meet Justin's company, and you'll
Right.
be like, I thought Justin was bad. I ain't have a freaking clue who just like you know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah, I know what
Or
you
like if
mean.
you see one of my friends, like there's people that I wind up
Oh,
running
yeah.
across.
it's like
And
you're
it
in,
just-
Absolutely.
you're in awe of the whiteness, is what I hear
No.
coming through. Like,
I love
'cause
I love my white people, bro. I can't. You know
I
what I
hear
mean?
you.
I love all people.
I
You know what I mean? But just like the way white people share. You know what I mean? Like they don't worry about that. Pooch, come here. You know, I didn't even get it from my own family. I'm serious.
Yeah, but
And it'd be like,
but they got it ain't like
you know,
they got some asshole.
I know.
You know.
I know.
Yeah.
So that was then it was so, you know, as hot as it was growing up,
Right.
for me to be in the cool and
Yeah.
even into the cold part, you know what I mean? It was very, very special to me.
Well,
And then another thing too is white people have a different culture than Creoles do. You go to a Creole person's house, you go right there in the living room, you sit your ass down. You ain't all over the house.
Yeah. Is that all Creole people's house? Is it like full of animal print? Because man, when I went by your mama, God rest her
My
soul, brother, I thought I was.
That was my mom was different
Zumunda.
from
It
me.
was like it was zebra and tiger prints and everywhere when I walked in that house.
Plastic on the
She
furniture
loved
and
that
stuff
shit.
like
Yeah.
that, you know?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah.
did. She my mom and everything that was leopard print.
Everything,
Yeah.
dude.
So, Brad, what you like getting into? What's your favorite thing to do, Brad? And it better not be about a gun. I'll leave. You're not saying no stupid shit about it. I'm like, get the 222 with the 25 with the scope on it. That's the same one they used me. Tom Cruise had that when he was playing the military sniper with the same thing as John Wick. I don't want to hear about none of that shit.
Well, what if that's what he likes to do?
Then we ain't gonna talk.
Hey, you took the words right out of my mouth,
Gotta be
man.
texting somebody right now. Kill
Brad
Bruce.
likes making money.
That's about what it is, dude.
Yeah.
Making money. It's a good hobby.
I got about, maybe 10 years, man, you know, and I'm looking to really sit back and, but I got to make it, dude.
Let me give you some advice since you're white. Since you're white.
Since you're white.
Since I'm white.
Don't go to like Belize and nothing to try to live. Talking about, oh, you can live on $600 a month. Don't do that.
I'm not doing that.
They're gonna have
I'm
a
not
video.
leaving the United States, dude.
Okay.
Ain't
All right.
happening, dude.
All right. You educated.
Let me just tell you, dude, how simplistic I can be.
I don't want to
dude.
hear about that because you make me cry because I'm gonna have to live till I'll die with like a stone in my hand or
I'm
something.
probably gonna retire somewhere to Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Brad's just gonna fade into the whiteness.
Hell
Like
yeah.
United States, how they fade into darkness.
No.
Brad's gonna go into the
fade away on about 300 acres with about a mile driveway,
Like a
and
cotton field. With some workers. I'm kidding. I thought that was your fantasy.
Damn, I didn't
I'm
think you were going
sorry.
to bring that
I
out.
couldn't help. I couldn't help it.
Jesus
No, I know what you mean. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Well, you're big into hunting, so I know you want a
do.
lot of fucking.
That's target
Look,
practice.
I'm
on a
getting
cotton
away
field.
from. Look, no. We're stepping away from that
Yeah.
terrible joke that I had. We're saying
I do like to hunt.
Why is that a terrible joke?
'cause
You know
it
what I
was-
really like to do? I like to
wasn't nice.
fish, but I don't have time to fish because this is my busy season, and fishing just doesn't fit into my schedule. I haven't fished, honestly, probably, God, I bet you it's been over 10 years since I went fishing.
So you talk about it, sit there with you.
No, I mean, dude, honestly, like I work today. If tomorrow wasn't Mother's Day, I probably, if the phone rang, I'm going to work. You know, and that's how it is from now until
I got it.
probably October.
Gotta make it.
I got to make
got
it.
it.
And look, you know where I'm coming from with that. You got to make it while it's there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. You know?
Dude, the only reason I talk about white people is because I'm not white. That's all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the only reason I talk about white people at all is because I'm not white. That's it. That's
I might
it.
start talking about black
Because-
people, man, just
because-
because I'm not black.
Well,
you
you
know?
No,
can.
but I mean, you can.
But
I mean,
you're doing it in a good light. I
No, but
will
the thing
say.
of it is like that's the only reason. Because like, if you was to make me white today, it wouldn't change nothing. I live Brad's life. I do the same exact thing that Brad does.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
I get up, hustle all the time. Just that Brad has a passion that's a little bit closer to here than I do. My passion is everywhere, and Brad's passion is a little bit closer in. It doesn't mean that I have anything against white people. I just talk about white people because I'm not white. That's all. But if I was white tomorrow, it would not change. The only thing it would change is that I can't talk about white people because I am white. That's it.
Well,
That's it.
you start getting your white checks every month.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh.
when those come in. It's
Yeah, you know,
nice.
he tells
When
me
that
no,
card
Brad,
comes in the
Brad,
mail?
Brad,
Yes, it's
Brad,
nice.
He
What?
tells me because it slipped out one night, so now he acts like he just says it nonchalantly, but he don't always
I
talk about the white checks.
spilled the beans about our white checks that we get every month. I wasn't supposed to
Look, while we're on air, I'm gonna show Brad. I'm not gonna show them, but I'm gonna show Brad my
show them.
my credit score.
Oh Lord, this dude.
You know, that's something I love more than anything.
I know you're proud of it, man, and that's good.
to show up a
And
white,
which one
show
is
up a
it?
white
May
person.
I ask?
What?
Which platform is it on?
Experian?
It's gonna be 2.
Equifax?
Look,
I look at my shit and it's like
Wait.
50 points off on
Alright,
different.
To show you that-
He's pulling up.
to
his
show you this
crap.
live because some people will do a screenshot.
There you go.
Put it. Show the people, bro.
Show the people that shit.
Show them that 400.
4.
Look, it's not real if they don't see it. It's 450 best is what I'm thinking. the best.
Is that 450?
That's a good credit score.
450. I don't believe it.
That's a good credit score.
What
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
It's amazing how that fluctuates too.
But he don't use it. The motherfucker won't finance nothing. But mine would be a fucking 900 if I didn't finance nothing. But
if you have good credit, you don't need it. If you need good credit, you don't have it.
Absolutely.
But I have both though. Mine's good, but mine is used.
Wait,
mine,
no, what'd you say?
Mine,
he said he got money. I heard him. It slipped out.
No, I'm saying it's kind of like having that baseball card that's worth $1 million that you never sell.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but you're not I'm going to finance something.
It's
so
gonna
you
happen.
could have a 500 credit score or a 900 and it don't make no difference because you're not going to use your credit.
But I'm going to tell you this. In building good credit, you have to chase good credit for a long time.
Yeah.
It's like courting a woman.
Bro, look, let me tell you, mine was shot to shit when I was young. I know what it's about. And once I built it back up, I said, I'll never do that again.
I got something in the chamber. You know, I got some things that I'm working on. I'm trying to get myself right because right now, if I start to hit my credit, it's going to just make everything worse. It's going to exacerbate the situation.
Well, give me one of them cards. Let me go hit it.
So I tried to give you one the other day. He was like, I don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch that.
I got plenty.
I don't want to touch that, man. I don't want your filthy, stinking, stupid credit card.
Nope.
From December.
Oh, I know. No, you ain't to show me, Brad. I already knew.
You already knew. But I'm not where you're at.
See?
Brad.
But you use yours.
Brad.
All the time, dude.
Brad.
Yeah.
Brad, it ain't a competition.
Because it fluctuates. Like that's
because
how
I'm winning.
You know,
Because I'm winning.
But I think a lot of people out there don't realize how important that is.
Well, let's give them some financial advice because you're right. Yes.
But, you know, in today's world that we live in, I mean, God, with inflation and then just the way the whole economy is, I mean, people are robbing Peter to pay Paul now.
Yeah.
But I do believe, you know, and my mother was a banker, and she told me at the age of 15, credit is going to be the most important thing in your life if you want things. And it's not just being able to buy things; it's being able to buy things at a low interest.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
See, I didn't know shit about any of that until I fucked mine up so bad, and then I needed shit in life. To me, when I was young, a credit card meant free shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, it did.
I remember you had that when you was like, yeah, man, what you want? I was like, nah, I don't want nothing.
And it wasn't.
And then later on, listen to this. Later on, he was like, well, I bought everybody's stuff, man. You should have got on while you did. But I didn't.
Yeah.
Right?
But because none of it was intentional, like, oh, I'm just going to go piss this away. I always had it, oh, that ain't nothing. That'll be $50 a month. I can pay it. Well, then I'm like, okay, I got $50. Do I want to pay this? Or do I want to put gas in my car, get some cigarettes and some alcohol? Like, fuck that credit card. So then eventually another company would give me one. And I'm like, oh, cool, another $800 to go to Walmart and piss away, you know?
Exactly.
And then it just started snowballing, man. And then when it came down where you're actually trying to buy things in life, it's like, oh, fuck, you know? And then,
absolutely,
you know, when me and Misty, once we got together years ago, we were like, okay, we need to get a house. I got to fix your shit. Well, once we got it fixed, dude, I'm like, never. Now I'm like very fucking anal. Like, but I wasn't taught that shit coming up. You know what I mean? I never was. It wasn't preached. I'm sure it wasn't preached in your house.
No. We had the same boat. Didn't have a lot. Didn't have any income.
Yeah.
Right.
Had, you know, whatever we wanted, we couldn't afford. Didn't have a house.
Right.
You know, whatever. I had to fix all of that shit too on the fly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep. We bored him enough with the finances. Justin's falling asleep.
Hold up, because I
got a crawfish boil to go to, man.
Oh, you still got to go, huh?
I'm going.
Well,
going to do it.
No, hold up.
You cooking?
You know, people got to
No,
know.
hell no. I'm just going to hang out.
He is. They don't like it.
What you got? What you got?
Where you like to go at? What you like to do? What's your thing?
Go to crawfish boils. That's where I'm about to go.
You a dodgy schedule. You one of them white people.
I don't want people knowing where I'm at and what I don't know. We ain't doing that. Look,
you don't want to go to Vegas or nothing. Like what's your thing? You don't like to fish, hunt? What's your thing?
I don't know.
You don't do
nothing. I ain't telling nobody where I'm gonna be or what I'm doing. Because when I go, I want to be alone.
You can't find me where I'm going at. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Have we given enough financial advice? Are we done? Look, my last advice: run those cards up. Fuck them credit card companies. They can't do shit to you for not paying it. Trust me.
No. And before you do it, call the credit card companies and tell them to raise your credit limit first.
Yes.
Then you do it.
Right. Free shit, people.
Because the dollar's going to shit. Doesn't matter. Spend it. It's
done. BSing with the guys. I'm Shane. That's Brad. That's Bougie. That's Justin. Thank you all for watching.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yeah.